EastEnders spoilers follow for Monday's May 4th episode, which is now available to stream on BBC iPlayer. Nicola Mitchell, Laura Doddington, was left staggered when she discovered that Eddie Knight, Christopher Fairbank, had made contact with George, Colin Salmon, with a big secret to share. Eddie, as viewers know, was George's adoptive father. His true nature soon came to light upon his on-screen debut 2 years ago, with Eddie revealed to be a vile racist who killed a black man decades earlier. The murder was witnessed by a terrified George as a child. In 2024, George learned that the man Eddie had murdered, Henry Kofiase, was his birth father. The former Queen Victoria landlord testified against Eddie in court, as he went on trial for racially motivated murder. Eddie was found guilty and sentenced to prison for his horrific crime, with George wanting nothing more to do with him. In the 2 years since, George began a relationship with businesswoman Nicola, who fell pregnant with their child. Little Ivy was born prematurely early this year, and in Monday's offering of the BBC One soap, Nicola was released from hospital with her daughter. She was struggling in the wake of her return to the square, kicking out all of the well-wishing friends and family who had come over to Number One to welcome them home. Gina Knight, Francesca Henry, spoke to Nicola, reminding her just how much of a good mum she is, reiterating how Harry, Elijah Holloway, wouldn't be where he is now if it wasn't for her. George, meanwhile, missed a series of calls on his phone, with Nicola berating him for doing so, believing it was the hospital. To her shock, however, it was Eddie Knight. Keeping such information from George, Nicola paid the murderer a visit in the hospital. He confirmed that he has lung cancer, claiming he wants to make things right with George before he dies. Nicola made it clear that George will want nothing to do with him, but the revelation of his terminal illness left her taken aback. Will she tell George about her visit with evil Eddie? Pictures confirm that George does go and see Eddie, but what exactly does Eddie want from him? In the ever-churning heart of EastEnders, where secrets rarely stay buried and redemption often comes too late, another devastating chapter unfolds, one that seals a character's fate in the most haunting way possible. I'm dying. The confession that changes everything. Walford had seen villains before. It had seen heartbreak, betrayal, even murder. But nothing quite prepares the square for the quiet, chilling confession of Eddie Knight. Once a man feared and despised, Eddie's return is not marked by menace, but by fragility. He doesn't arrive with threats. He doesn't arrive with power. He arrives with a truth. A death sentence. Diagnosed with terminal lung cancer, Eddie reveals to his stunned family that his time is running out. The words fall heavy in the air, not just because of what they mean, but because of who is saying them. A villain seeking redemption too late? Eddie's past casts a long dark shadow. His crimes, especially the racially motivated murder that shattered lives, still echo painfully through his son George Knight and the wider family. And now, with death looming, Eddie wants something unexpected. Forgiveness. He reaches out, hoping to make things right before the end. But Walford isn't a place where sins are easily forgotten. When Nicola confronts him in the hospital, her reaction is ice cold. She doesn't see a dying man. She sees the monster who destroyed lives. Her words cut deeper than any illness ever could. To her, and to George, Eddie is already dead. Family torn between anger and pity. The emotional tension ripples through the Knight family like a storm. George, unaware at first, is shielded from the truth. But secrets in Walford have a way of surfacing, and when they do, the fallout is explosive. What do you do when the man you hate is dying? Do you grant him peace? Or let him face the end alone? This is the cruel dilemma EastEnders places at the heart of the story. Because Eddie's illness doesn't erase his past, it magnifies it. A tragic exit sealed. Unlike dramatic murders or explosive departures, Eddie's exit is slow, inevitable, human. There's no escape. No twist of fate. Just time ticking away. His storyline becomes less about revenge and more about consequence. About what happens when a man who spent his life causing pain is finally forced to confront it, with no future left to fix it. And that's what makes this exit so powerful. It isn't just about death. It's about regret. Walford's cycle of loss continues. Eddie's heartbreaking revelation comes amid a wave of emotional storylines in EastEnders, including the recent death of Nigel Bates, whose final moments left fans in tears. Together, these stories paint a sobering picture. In Walford, no one outruns their past. And sometimes the end comes not with justice, but with reflection. Final thought. Eddie Knight's final chapter isn't about redemption being granted. It's about redemption being sought. Whether he deserves it is another question entirely. But as his life fades, one thing is certain. In EastEnders, even the darkest villains don't just disappear. They leave behind consequences that linger long after they're gone. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to EastEnders Spoilers Official.